Hello everybody, it's FF7 for another mission video. Once again, this is going to be going up out of order, probably after episode 13, but if you're watching this on the playlist, it should be after episode 12. But anyway, first of all, Monster Research Project, Sightings in Sector 5. We still do not know the cause of the massive number of monsters, but a Sector 5 resident reports seeing them in the scrapyard in the slums. Hurry there and eradicate the monsters. We got this mission from the kid in Wall Market. So, yeah, I think all of the rest of these are going to be stuff that we had access to, but I just didn't do because I didn't want to make a third mission video. But this one is one that we got unlocked in last episode, but it's really easy. You get a Phoenix down out of it, which is nice, but yeah, it's very basic. This will be shorter because I more or less just do a few things. But we have I don't want to do Yuffie's notices. I don't want to do contacts from P, but we do have the Great Cavern of Wonders, underground caves. We unearthed a second subterranean den near the Great Northern Cave. Cannot determine whether it was naturally formed or made by human hands. Shinra sent in a science team which never came back. This is where you come in. So the Great Cavern of Wonders is where the highest level missions are going to be. That's right. Yeah, this is where the big leagues start. It's more or less going to be, yeah, those guys use death, which is just really annoying. So yeah, this is where the highest level missions are going to be, eventually culminating in the game's super boss, but that's a very far way away. But for now, there's just a whole bunch of really nice items. Excuse me. Really nice items that you can get from these missions. But yeah, this is our first encounter with a Marlboro, who has a lot of health, and his breath can inflict all sorts of terrible status on you. But luckily we have Costly Punch, and we get an Aegis Omelet out of that. So we're just going to be doing a bunch of Cavern of Wonders things. Deeper into the caves. The caves are larger inside than previously thought. Headquarters has decided on thorough investigations. This is going to be a long-term mission. Proceed slowly and with caution. I think we unlocked this by doing a bunch of the stuff in Section 8 of the missions, I think. We unlocked this last time, but I just didn't want to get started on it right away. But yeah, for the most part, these are going to be pretty tough missions. Or at least with endgame type enemies. Sol greens, M barrier materia. Let's see, what do we have here? Okay, these guys aren't too bad, thankfully. Thundaga blade. Yeah, the Marlboro is more or less one of those like price of admission type enemies, you know, just to see if you're good enough to get it through that. Marks of Intruder. Evidence of human life have been found deep inside the caves. Are obviously not the first ones in. Investigate the surrounding area. If you encounter hostiles, you are free to eliminate them. Rune omelet for this one. Let's see, this one. This one's a bit longer. Yeah, it's got 5 chests in this. So the Drenga, these just tend to be larger maps, longer times. I was so happy that I avoided that. Assault Twister materia, Lightning Ring. Yeah, I missed one, which was by the bridge, I think. Yeah, somehow I just ran right past that barrier. I mean, it was on the opposite side of the bridge, so I just didn't see it. We have a bunch of Genesis copies. Doesn't bode well for the other monsters we're going to be fighting here, but get a lot of... We have Rune Omelet. We have a thing to give us more Aerith limits, which is just nice in general because that makes you invincible for a short time. Ruin Omelet, yeah, it's not as good as what we have. So it's very helpful. Genesis Interception. We're still unsure of Genesis' goals, but the fact he has deployed troops to these caves indicates that something else inside it interests him. Eliminate Genesis forces while exploring the caves. Excuse me. Adamantite. Yeah, it's actually kind of interesting. Genesis's interest in the caves is plot relevant, but it's plot relevant to a non-plot relevant super boss. So like, I guess the point being that the super boss is actually connected with the story of the game, and not just, we made a really cool enemy for you to fight. We got two G Paladins here who are really annoying. They have Gunblade, which stuns you, as you can see there. They can use Curaga. But with Wall, now they shouldn't be able to do too much to you. Also, when you are invincible from getting two Eris things in a row. Now that we have one left, I was like, hey, should we just costly punch him? And no, that really wasn't going well for me. The only difficulty, I guess, with doing high jump material. The only difficulty with doing the missions right now is that we don't have access to the Shinra's entrance. A soldier operative in our investigative unit has been taken out by Genesis troops. Heard where the soldier operative was deployed to eliminate the enemy behind the scenes. See, we don't have access to the free Phoenix Downs. Then again, for like the much later part in the game, we're also not going to have access to that. So I'm just going to say, try to do as many missions as possible when you have that, just to make your life easier, even if it makes you overpowered. Got Smoga there, Quake Materia. It's nice that they just give you a Quake Materia also. Like, all these things that we had to, like, luckily fuse together, the game just eventually hands to you. Yeah, I don't want to deal with these guys. River Chocobo Omelet. Barrier, yeah, 8 chests in this one. Dringa, all sorts of nice things. The G-Spartans are annoying, but luckily they don't have a lot of health. Got wall materia in case you don't have it already. I mean, even if you do, they become valuable fusion resources, or you can convert them into SP if you really need that. Genesis' threat. Genesis troops have proven to be stronger than initially imagined. They must be neutralized for our investigation to move forward. Eradicate the enemy in the surrounding area. And we get an elixir out of this. So I think with all the Great Cavern of Wonder stuff, it just unlocks sequentially. Like, you can technically go through the entirety of it if you're just somehow really good at the game. Like right now, go through it, but I wouldn't suggest that at all. Lunar Harp. And, okay, so this is an interesting battle. You have 3 enemies. You have the Barrier Machine, the Crit Machine, and, what's the other one? The Magic Machine? One of them is immune to... Oh, they're both Barrier Machines, okay. No. One is immune to physical attacks, one is immune to magic attacks, and one of them just gets a crit with every single hit it does. So, it's a very... And Barrier Machine, that makes sense. So it's a very interesting mechanic, that you just have to use magic attacks against one, physical attacks against the other, and not get hit by the third one. Luckily, Costly Punch is non-denominational, so you can just use it regardless. So yeah, I got rid of the Crit Machine next, and the Barrier Machine was the last one. I just used Quake on it a whole load, but it's a difficult battle. You just need to have a little bit of each and a whole lot of practice with stirrings. Are we gonna do this now? A whole load of practice with rolling. Oh no, we're going to contact with the beast. Signs of growth. Yes, it's me again. I think my senses are about to reach new heights. Would you like to witness this for yourself? Go to the coal mines and see what I mean. Yeah, so we didn't do this before. Or maybe I tried it and the boss was too difficult, or... Oh, right. Yeah, this is... God, the boss here was really annoying, but we're a little stronger than we were before. Vital Slash. This is definitely one of those bosses that's a roadblock, the G Dominator. It has like hundreds of thousand, or at least 100,000 health, and it does a lot of damage. So my strategy with this, I mean right now, wall, which is really necessary, and having a lot of health. It will, without wall, it will just kill you at 9,999 health. With wall, it'll take half your health, assuming that you're fully healed. So luckily I am fully healed there. So you can try to get it down, but as you can see, like, we can barely get it to 75 with Quake there. If we time it well, at the very least. But it has a very predictable pattern. So if you can live through the Stranglehold attack, you can survive. It'll basically just use a claw attack to try to jump at you there, but it only uses that claw attack when it's in Rampage. So it'll have like a thing that says Rampage. Oh, I guess not, I don't know. No, okay, it'll use the claw attack at any time, never mind. So the claw attack, it just jumps at you, you have to roll out of the way, but it'll have this thing Rampage. So it'll get faster, it'll start attacking you, and then at the end of Rampage it'll use Stranglehold, and then after Stranglehold it'll end Rampage and start over again. Sometimes it just goes right back into Rampage. Sometimes it uses Firaga, which, you know, I'm immune to, or I absorb now, so I don't care about that. Yeah, there it is. Most of the time, like here, it just like went from one Rampage to another. So it's just very difficult, and you have to hold on. You have to hold on for the battle. As long as you can survive its limit, you'll be good. Just don't get cocky with it using the claw attack on you, because that can do a lot of damage. And there we go. And we got a Blaze Omelet, which I think absorbs fire. Yeah, just buy a whole load of potions, since that's my main mode of healing right now after using Costly Punch. I may as well buy a whole load of ethers too, why not? We're not using our money. Great Cavern of Wonder. Oh no, right. Contact from P number 6. It's me again. I think I have new powers. It's all thanks to you. I want you to have something. Go to the plane and it's yours. Breakthrough. So this we get Brutal from. Brutal is one of the most important items in the game, and we'll see why. Also, I love that, like I said, that's a G Dominator fight was one of the, like, points where it's just kind of testing to make sure that you can actually get through here, and then it lowers the difficulty back down. So technically, like, the Sajin Chiefs are nothing, but technically, like, the Weird here has a barrier and M barrier, so it's kind of like immune to attacks. But again, if you have Brutal, yay, if you have Costly Punch, it goes right through its barrier. It doesn't matter. But Brutal is, like I said, a very important item because, let's see, what do I get? I think I get rid of the crystal bracelet for it, right? It sets the damage limit at 99,999. So now Costly Punch will break the 10,000 damage limit. We're doing this. Several orphans broke out a care facility run by Shinra, stealing several accessories in the process. Children, no, I'm not doing that. Never mind. We do one of these. Stirrings? You receive reports that there's a third party other than Genesis troops in the cave. Head immediately to the area, confirm their identity if hostile. Eliminate them, not hospital. Right. And then we're gonna do a bunch of mini quests after this. Yeah, this is just to get started in this, but we're not sticking to black belt and Giselle green. So yeah, Costly Punch is now going to do around 25 to 30,000 damage because we still only have 9,999 max health. It's still nice though, as you can see we lower the boomerang thing there, although it doesn't help if we keep getting hurt. What was I saying? But yeah, so we could just do a ton of damage. None of our other materia is really going to get there. Costly Punch is the only one that's like really overpowered in that regard. Even Quake is not going to hit that. So it's really brutal right now is really only if you are running a Costly Punch build, but it makes sense to do that because the enemies that we're fighting, even on easy mode now, are going to have in the like hundreds of thousands of health, like the bosses. So you may as well, if you don't want to just spend the rest of your life in a single battle. But anyway, get Poison Twister out of that, which is kind of a neat move that we're not going to use. Yeah, but for this next part, I figure at this point I was like, well, do I want to like get started on enemies? Not really. But like, is there anything that I haven't done yet? Yeah, I didn't want to get started on this like right now because I just did a whole bunch of mission videos. But we did get that mail a while ago that talked about the cactus thorn that we could get. And we didn't unlock that mission, so yeah, I went to look up where we found the Cactuar, and it's in Enemies on the March number 3, Eliminate the Copies, which we did 1 or 2 mission videos ago, and I ignored the area right over here on the map that just has a Cactuar sitting there. It's kind of like the same thing with the Tonberry, where you just kill it and it unlocks the mission. So we could have done this before, but I think I pointed out when we're doing the actual mission. But after you beat that Cactuar, you unlock mission 1011, Cactoid Secrets. Where's the Cactuar? One of our executives lost his pet Cactuar. It seems that Prickly Pet has disappeared with classified company information in its hands. This security breach must be dealt with at once. The door-to-door investigation by Shinra has revealed the Cactuar to be in the wasteland. Exterminate it on sight. So these missions are a lot easier than the Tonberry ones, though it's kind of weird that we can't access it till much later than when we were able to get the Tonberry one, so I don't know. Got a potion there. Like these are lower end missions, but the Cactuar is a fun summon, so I don't know. It's worth the few minutes that it takes to go through these. But yeah, these are Cactuar with a K. We got a muscle belt. Very easy to take out with magic. Mission 1012. Hey, we got Faraga from completing 40% of the missions. Cactuar? Question mark? The Cactuar found in the last mission was only a lookalike. Another thorough investigation by Shinra has revealed the Cactuar to be in the wasteland. This one has got to be our executive's Cactuar. Exterminate it immediately. Yeah, that was a Cactuar with a K, not a Cactuar with a C. It's weird, like all these games have like the different spelling Cactuars, and there's like Cactuar with a Q, and like why? Why do they do this? Yeah, these enemies are a little easy. It's so weird seeing like the disparity between the missions that we're doing and like the ones that the game gives us. Like sometimes they're difficult, but most of the time they're like really easy. But that's just how it goes when you're going way ahead of where the game intends you to be. Oh, now there's 3 of them. Ooh. We get a champion belt. And for the last one, Cactuar Found. If we leave things as it is, it's only a matter of time before sensitive information is leaked and heads roll. We must, for the sake of these heads, find the Cactuar at all costs. Further investigation to determine its location to be in the wasteland. There's no time to lose. Yeah, the Shinra company's entire future hedges on us killing a cactus. A rogue cactus. But anyway, another important thing we actually got there was the safety bit, which prevents death. So yeah, we now finally have an accessory that gives us death immunity. Also, technically, if you equip materia, yeah, I had a little thing to cactus thorn. Yeah, so we have the Cactuar. If you equip something that gives you the materia that gives you status strike, you can now also have a weapon with the death effect as your regular attack. But anyway, that's all the missions that we're going to do at this point. Next time we do missions is going to be at the start of the next chapter. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye, everybody. Bye-bye.